Back to the Rizz Show. I'd like to welcome to the on-air studio Mr. Bryan Callen.
Hey! We should have mentioned with that air conditioning ad that it's going to get red hot with my comedy. Hi, everybody. Hope you don't mind getting red hot. It just got hotter in St. Louis. Bryan Callen's in town. So make sure you get that air conditioning.
See, if I would have said it, it sounded cheesy. It did not sound cheesy
When I
at
go
all.
like this at all, it's about to get red. The comedy meter's about to hit red hot with Bryan Callen. He's driving around with his shirt off with the guys.
Yeah, that's a thing around here, by the way, is driving around without your shirt.
Sure, from the Rizzuto Show.
That's it. That's it, baby. Let's take our shirts off and
all
just
right,
drive around.
I look good. I look
hot.
good with sweat, with little beads of sweat on my torso, on my medium white American torso.
Is that a
everybody.
medium?
Yeah.
Size medium?
I squeeze into a medium.
Medium?
What's that guy do? Play golf or what?
Well, let me just tell everybody where you could be seen.
Oh, go ahead.
Helium Comedy Club, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. That's is it Brentwood? Is it considered
right.
Brentwood?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where the gallery is? Yeah,
Well, is that Brentwood or is that Richmond Heights?
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
Brentwood Boulevard, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, just
Wherever
listen
it
to the
is.
loud laughter and follow it.
Follow the heat.
Follow the heat. What do you?
You know, you're one of these guys. When I'm sure you get this a lot.
Yeah.
People go, man, you're from.
Yes.
You are.
I'm that guy.
You're
I'm
you're
that guy.
in. I
Yep.
know you.
It's a
from
great
that-
feeling.
From that, you're in.
It's a great feeling.
Dude, when
Help me out.
I got yesterday, I was at a wine bar because I'm sophisticated, and the woman came up to me and she goes, the bartender goes, "Are you Bryan Callen?" And I get so excited when I get recognized by I'm not a cool. I'm not for whatever little celebrity I have. I'm like, I am Bryan. My voice gets high.
Has anybody done this, dude? Fear Factor, I love.
Oh, I knew it.
Okay, so I swear to God, as I was getting out of the cab to go to my hotel, the dude the valet or whatever went, "Oh, Fear Factor, I got you all weekend, I got you," and I just went, "Thank you very much." I'm Joe Rogan Light. Thank you so much.
Joe Rogan Light.
No, there's a thing online that you guys are like stepbrothers or
Well, we started that as a joke.
half-brothers.
Yeah, because he would always introduce me as my brother from another mother. And then, when I played his brother on news radio. So, and we were just always really close. And we kind of look alike.
You do.
You know what I mean?
little
He's
bit.
just a little wider. He grew from east to west, and I'm just a lot taller and more sensitive.
Well, he's a workout machine, that guy.
One time I said to him, I go, I was with Nick DiPaolo, and I said, when you don't, because Nick DiPaolo was looking at his forearms, and Nick goes, "Look at him, look at the veins, and he's like a little ball of hate, and his head's like a summer squash with veins. He's just like, you don't know if he's going to hug you or kick your legs out, and he's just the most intense human being. Even smoking copious amounts of weed, he's just intense. He never
Right.
stops." And I go, "When you don't work out," and before I got that sentence out, I went, "When you don't work," he goes, "I've never not worked out." He just stopped me right there. He goes, "So your question is moot."
He's like the anti-stoner because he's a huge stoner.
Yeah.
But yet he's motivated to do things.
I've never seen anything like it.
He's not like the guy to sit on the couch and just be slothful and
Dude,
lazy and eat Cheetos.
No. We go hunting, okay? And once a year for the show Meat Eater. And
There's a show, Meat Eater.
It's called Meat Eater, all right? And it's on the Sportsman Channel. It's a blast. We go hunting. Last 2 times we've caught nothing, exactly nothing. We were in Alaska, didn't even see an animal. But anyway, 6 days in the rain, great time. But like he pulls out a gun. He goes, "You gonna buy a gun?" I go, "No, I'm not gonna buy a gun. I'm gonna use the gun they give me because I don't care, and it's once a year." And he pulls out this gun that's, I swear to God, like silver, dinosaur bone, ivory, engraved by the king. It looked like a piece of jewelry. I was like, "Bro, how much did that cost?" And he was like, "I don't know. I'm rich." And everything he does is the most intense stuff I've ever seen.
Well, how do you stay in shape? I mean, you're.
I live
pretty good.
close to the bone, bro, and I just do hard comedy.
That's your workout?
Are you a workout guy? Do you watch what you eat?
Yeah. I box and play tennis, and
You box and you play tennis.
yeah, and I lift weights, and I have power sex.
Are you one of these guys? If you don't do anything, you're just gonna like blow up.
No, I get skinnier if I don't
hate
work
people
out.
like you.
I get skinnier. My physique looks a lot like Christ.
Metabolism.
So Christian chicks are into me when I'm not in shape.
You and your metabolism.
I know.
I'm jealous.
I know.
I hate you
I
because
know.
of that.
Why, you put on weight pretty easily?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Easily. Once I got married, as soon as I got married, boom,
Right.
metabolism was like that. Screw you.
I know, but I get lost. I get lost in your eyes, so it doesn't matter.
Gorgeous eyes. They're like swimming pools of brown.
They
right?
sure are. They're like onyx pools.
They're like brown swimming pools.
I feel like I'm swimming in a dark sea. I'm producing estrogen as I look at you.
Enjoy the ride, man.
I am.
Float around.
Gee whiz. Somebody get me some ice for my 3-piece set.
I just slid off his chair, which is crazy.
My rump gets moist.
Let me ask you, what you've been around for how long have you been doing stand-up?
49, so you do the math.
Well, no, how long
I
have
got
you been
tight-fitting
doing
skin. Like, 20 years, really.
Well, what do you think the state of stand-up is now?
I got to say, I think we live in a time, I think this politically correct movement it's been hijacked by the extremes on both ends. Mm-hmm. And we no longer can be reasonable about conversations, man. It's like, I don't think it's as important to be politically correct. I think it's important to be emotionally correct. So people just want to know that their emotions are validated. We never approach debates that way. If you look at the gun debate, or if you look at like atheists when they talk to religious people, look, religious people have a feeling. Religion gives them a feeling, and it's what gives their life meaning, and it's what gives their life inspiration. If you lose a child or something terrible, or you lose somebody, who get to gun violence, well, sometimes all you have is church. Sometimes all you have. So when an atheist comes along and says, you believe in a fairy tale and you're an idiot, you're not going to bridge that gap. You're not going to figure out a way to come together. So we have very weird conversations, even though conversations between white and black. Are you telling me black people are all the same or white people are all the same? When you start categorizing people that way, it makes no sense, man. We're not really having a conversation. We're not starting from the right point. And part of what I like about stand-up is it's the last place in the world where I can actually speak my mind and not offend anybody. And even if I do, I'll get you laughing at the same time.
Well, you know what? You're hearing a lot of comedians now, and a lot of the big comedians say, you know what? I'm not playing colleges anymore.
Yes.
Because
it's
Generation Snowflake.
Yeah.
And I say one bad thing, and somebody goes onto the internet, it blows up, and now I got a dumb controversy I got to waste my time with.
I don't think that's fair to college students. I do agree that a lot of colleges are just out of control.
It was somebody like I think Jerry Seinfeld said it. And he says, clean as they come.
It's true, but see, I've done some colleges, and for me, I'm never going to shy from that because, again, it's how you present the idea. Like, I got up and I said to a bunch of college students, I said, we live in a society and a culture that celebrates the self. Like, your feelings are all that matter. And if you say, even if you're dressed like a man and you say, I feel like a woman, and so I'm going to compete in track and field, well, you should be allowed to. I don't know that your feelings, and I care about, people. We live in a society where you have to keep your gentler spirits safe. People who think differently and act differently. The great thing about this country is that they're protected. And that's where you get people like Prince. That's where you get Little Richard, Marilyn Manson. That's what gives a culture its interesting flavor. If you start censoring your weirdos, quote unquote, then you're in trouble. What's great about this country is that we create that. But let's be a little bit reasonable. And I said to these college kids, I go, maybe your feelings and you as an individual don't matter that much. You ever think about that? How about putting yourself last?
Well, listen, Mommy and
Daddy
Daddy have said that, man, you are the best at everything you do, and you are number one.
Well, it's not just Mommy and Daddy.
I put that stupid picture you made on the fridge for everybody to see because it's so great.
Yes.
Even though we all know it sucks.
And maybe you need to get punched in the face so you can come into contact with objective reality. And that's one of the things I like about sports because they teach you just how tough you're not and how insignificant you are. When you do a sport, I don't care if it's wrestling or football or whatever, you meet dudes who look like an accountant. They're built like, the UPS guy, and they can just clean your clock on their worst day. And it's a very important thing, at least for men. I can't speak for women. It's a very important thing for men to learn that kind of stuff, to know where you are in the pecking order and learn what to do with your limitations. That's what it is to be a real human being. The guys I like to be around are guys who go, yeah, I know exactly what I can't do, but I've learned what to do with that limitation.
It's funny. Somebody called me a bad parent not too long ago because my son was walking along a railing and it was like, oh, he could fall, and I'm like, They're like, "Oh, you're gonna get your kid?" I'm like, "No, if he falls, he's gonna hit his head."
Good for
and
you.
You know what? He's never gonna do that again.
Good for you.
Lesson learned.
Dude, I feel the exact same way. Sometimes I yell at my son. Like, I'll be like, "Oh," you know.
If he's gonna kill himself.
Well, I'm like, the kid's wielding a knife, you know. "Oh!" when I go, "Oh," it's a lot better than saying, "He stabbed the dog." You know, you gotta pick your poison.
Well, listen, if he's got a fork, he's gonna put it in the outlet. I'm gonna tell him that's gonna hurt you.
My son's an animal. My son will wake up. He's 4 years old. You talk about a boy. My daughter's unbelievable. My son will wake up and it's like he was put on the earth to punish me for my sins. He's like, "Today I'm gonna eat 3 bananas, couple bran muffins, a pound of hard cheese. Then I'll take a dump on or near the toilet. Then I'm going to watch cartoons on the cream-colored couch completely naked and create a zebra pattern for you."
Right, there you go.
I'm like, I'm going to give this kid away right now. You know, it's just a different thing. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we're all bad parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to, there's no manual to it. I don't know how to do it. I don't set a good example.
No, just remember, I was talking to somebody about, I saw an old wood-paneled station wagon the other day driving down the street. I'm like, oh, I remember those things.
Yep.
With the seats that went up in the back, so you'd be facing the
you
other way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Opposite
And
way.
those didn't
No
have
seat belts. No seat belts.
And we'd be climbing around
Course.
in there.
Well, remember back in the day, you would be in the back of your dad's pickup truck flying down the highway, and everybody's walking around in the back of it.
That's right.
You'd get arrested if you did that.
Cigarettes,
Yes.
just smoke in.
My mom was telling me that when when she took me home from the hospital, she just held me. There was no car seat.
Yeah.
Now when you take a kid out of the hospital, they check the car seat. You got to have this. You got to have that. Somebody comes and you got to go to the firehouse to go get this checked out. You need a certificate.
Yeah, but by the way, it does save a lot of kids' lives. Having said that, I'm glad the cars are a lot safer.
Sure.
But I know what you mean.
Hey, you know, when your kid flies at the windshield, lesson learned. Put your seatbelt on next
Yeah,
time.
so you don't have a face, but deal with it. It'll build character.
There you go, snowflake.
There you go. It'll build character. I don't know, man. I think every generation talks this way too, though. At the same time, you know what I mean?
I feel like I'm getting that way.
Yeah, you know, your grandfather was like, "You guys have it so easy. I walked 8 miles to school. I had to eat roots. When I was hungry, my mother handed me a fishing rod."
I feel like I'm getting that way with music.
Oh yeah.
Like I've now turned that corner of going, man, I don't get this music.
I know.
And this
I'm
you're a former music director here, and now you're like, what is going on?
Multiple times in the most recent past, I've heard you say, "This is silly."
This is silly.
Like talking about music nowadays.
The music,
silly.
right?
Yeah.
Music
Well-
nowadays is silly.
Well, I always say stuff like that where I'll listen to Zeppelin and marvel at just Led Zeppelin, just the high math and just the, you know, kind of the inspired lyrics that were written because they read, you know, Jimmy Page has a library of books. And then,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like they're just mixing in all this different kind of imagery and stuff. And then you hear like, I don't know, "I'm sorry because my heart is breaking." By the way, my voice is pretty good.
Yeah,
guys.
it's not
You
bad.
just nailed it.
Thanks,
You
guys.
nailed it.
Thanks,
No, we're
guys.
watching, I guess on the Today Show, one of the Jonas Brothers
Yeah.
is on there.
Nick,
and
right?
just,
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is. I mean, chicks are in the crowd throwing their panties at
But
the
by
guy.
the way, I got to say, and I do a TV show with that kid, he's talented.
That dude is freaking awesome.
Dude,
he
he
does
can
Broadway.
sing.
He's a great player. That kid
He can
is
play every
awesome.
instrument fluently, and he can sing his ass off. And I hate him.
That kid's awesome, man.
He represents youth, and I'm getting older.
For as much
he's
as
in
I
Les
hate-
Mis and like some other stuff. He's done a
Listen,
lot.
for as
He's a
much
beast.
as, you know, everybody gives Justin Bieber crap, I mean, God, that kid is...
Dude,
I hate him because he's so talented.
he's a songbird. There, I said it. When I put those
He's a
two words together, you guys,
Songbird.
you know, when I do that on the Rizzuto Show, you know, I'm a compliment. You know that's when Callen gets serious. Let's bring it down for a second, guys.
I've
I'm going to
said
say
that
it
in the
again.
past, too. Whenever Bryan Callen says songbird, that means
Yep.
it's serious talk.
That's
It's
when you
serious
know it's
time, yeah.
serious. When I do that on the Rizz, I love that name. Rizz. Is that what they called you when you were playing ball? Yo, Rizz.
No, they call me Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah, Phil Rizzuto.
Well, that's a problem. Oh, there you go. Remember Phil Rizzuto from the Money Store?
Oh, I do.
Wow. You guys don't know anything.
You guys don't know-
Look
we
at
know
you
it.
Midwesterners. Look
I
at
know
you
it.
blank
The Money
eyes.
The Money Store.
Stay in the Midwest. We'll talk New York.
Well, you know, they also don't know Carvel. Remember
They
Carvel?
are. Of course I remember Carvel.
You
don't
guys
know
don't remember
Carvel. Look
Carvel.
at you.
Yeah.
Nah.
The
It's on
guitar
that
company?
ice cream at Carvel, right?
The cheese.
Is that right?
You guys don't know Fudgy the Whale.
You don't know Fudgy the Whale. Get me out of here. Riz, I'm only looking at you from now on. Let me get lost in those eyes again.
Deep in my eyes.
Look at
All
that.
right, you're staying here for. We got to take a commercial.
I'm
You're
all
staying
yours.
here.
I'm all yours.
You now have the hostage.
We'll talk exercise after this.
No, we're gonna do. You know, I want your take on celebrity news.
Whatever you need.
All right, good, man.
I'm here for you.
You got nothing else to do. What are you going to do? What are you doing today?
Yeah, I got a step class at noon.
You got nothing going on, don't you?
I got 0.
Good.